215. Hashtag marriage ready at Chisha Z. Hashtag First TV 215A.
If you were married
Okay.
10 years, kids, and then in the 10th year you get cheated on, are you leaving?
It depends on if he's showing me contrition or not. Why did this happen? Why didn't you talk to me? Was there a problem in our marriage, or is there a problem going on with you? Is this a midlife crisis? Is this something that I need to understand what's going on. But I do think that forgiveness is a major part of love. A lot of people don't want to admit that. Now, I'm not saying you need to be forgiving a dude every dang on day. You know what I'm saying? For something major, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be able to set your boundary lines and whatever your hard lines are. But I feel like I have learned throughout my life because I've cut a lot of people off. I'm one of those people that's like, you did me wrong, you've hurt me, we're done. Number change, you're blocked. Yeah. And I've learned that that's not right. I've lost a lot of people, or I have just found myself very alone because it's like, well, girl, somebody gonna hurt you once or twice, like including your mama and your daddy and your family members. Like, you're gonna be hurt by people because people are not perfect. Woo.
So, Basic Complexity and I decided that I would get the honors of going first for every topic this week. So, I will say, first of all, this video is a prime example of what motivates me oh so much with hashtag Verse TV, to the extent that it's like to help. Because I know when I was younger, I did the exact thing that Keke Palmer is talking about right there. Talking about how she burned through a whole lot of people and being like, you did me wrong, you're blocked. You something else, numbers change, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, okay. And I wouldn't go quite through to the level of being like, I'm going to change my number and stuff. I'm not on the level that I feel that I need to do that, but I get what she's saying. And I would burn through people a lot. And sometimes it's good to talk with the person a little bit more about how you feel. I know that sometimes I would feel that, oh, well, if he doesn't know what it is, inherently know, then that means he's just not the man for me, period. Katy Perry told me so. Anyway, but also, yes, I will acknowledge that Keke Palmer is correct and ready for marriage, and yes. And I got this from church, y'all. My church explained that my pastor, who actually her last Sunday was this past Sunday, but she explained that she never liked the phrase, everything happens for a reason. She was like, but God can make reason out of everything. So, with that being said, I do feel that even through all of my perhaps incorrect moves that I made at the time when I was younger, before 40, I'm 40 years old, 40 years old. I'm like Sally O'Malley with it. But yeah, before 40, all of those mistakes, I feel that I am in a right direction now, smooth sailing, and that's a beautiful thing. And I will say, and that's my connection. And yeah, God can make reason out of everything. Yes, oh my gosh. My 1 minute will be like two, but I'm going to say, yeah, the importance of boundaries. Physical violence is always a no. And I'll save talking about her being a 93 baby and me being an 83. Kevin.
All right. I will say that after hearing her talk, I agree with her like 100%. And like no one, no one on the face of this planet is perfect, and that's myself included. I'm willing to acknowledge whatever faults I may have had in the past. And wow, really, the one thing that stood out to me was really with my first boyfriend, because in general it would be like, I well, you did, like she said, you did me wrong, pace. But no, that time I did it wrong, and I I more or less I was 18 and kind of cheated, but I told him myself, and I was going through it, but he actually forgave me, and we've been cool ever since.
I must acknowledge, and you all were both 18 at that time, around the same age. And the
Oh,
fact that uh,
nah, his birthday is actually before.
okay, looks like you went out. But yeah, I'll say I'll give him credit for the fact that even at that young age of y'all, that he
Right.
actually had the mindset to forgive someone and the importance of forgiveness. So hats off to him for that.
Yeah.
And that for forgiveness, because, and I'll segue into my 1 minute and say, for not being outside of stuff like physical abuse.
Well,
I think physical abuse should always be a no questions asked.
that's
Period.
automatic no go.
Exactly. And that leads to what she's saying about needing boundaries. So it's like,
Right.
yes, forgiveness is important. Boundaries are also necessary. Now, I'll also say this: Kiki Palmer is a 1993 baby. I'm 83. So when the guy asked her the question about 10 years into a marriage, what would you do? And she's like, well, I mean, it depends, I guess. Well, actually, no, she didn't say that. She said forgiveness is important, but, and I'm like, well, 10 years for her would be 40. So I guess, there's more of a chance of making a but a thing worth pursuing, while 10 years for me will be 50. So it's like there'll be less of a but. But again, less of an opportunity for a but. But physical violence is always a no, period. End of discussion. End of discussion. End of discussion. And oh, did you want a 1 minute, or can I take your 1 minute?
Go for it.
So I was gonna reference Kiki Palmer's being a really good. Kiki Palmer is an exceptional actress, and I believe what she was saying right there was sincere. Nevertheless, being an exceptional actress, she understands the importance of vocal variety when delivering what you're saying to be more impactful. To speak like that, to have sort of ups and downs and stuff. And she did that very well. And it reminded me, it made me think of being a gay man. Made me think of the classic gay movie that my mommy showed me when I was a young, when I was in high school, Mommy Dearest. When Mommy Dearest, Joan Crawford, played by Faye Dunaway, was talking to the guy that she was trying to make something with. And the guy was like, well, if you're acting, Joan, you're not doing anything for me. And Joan Crawford was like, but I'm not acting, and I believe when people are really good actresses and actors, that they just naturally have a way of delivering lines that it might sound like they're acting, but they're really sincere with what they're saying. And I believe Keke Palmer was really sincere with what she said. Anyway, physical violence is always a no. Pow, period.
Right.
End of discussion. Now, my one sentence I will say is age can play a role in maintenance of our values / convictions, but physical violence equals no, period. You don't want to, you don't want to die. And because it can come to that, but you don't want to die. And if you do, if you are unfortunately at the point that you're like, you know what, that you feel that you don't care if your partner kills you or not, then please seek help. Please get help. You don't deserve, not only do you not want to die, you don't deserve to be killed by an aggressive spouse who needs to learn how to deal with stuff, needs to learn how to control his or her temper. Because I still remember, and I'm sorry, we're doing things a little differently this week, but I still remember the guy on, I think I was watching Marriage Boot Camp, and he is the one who came out on some program, and he's like, yeah, I'm actually bi. And his wife hates him or has such disdain for him now, she beats him. And it just happens. And he was on the show and he was like, yeah, she beats me. And she's like, damn right I beat your fucking ass. So yeah, guys and gals get beaten or have the potential to get beaten. I'm sorry, you're going to say something?
Not just that I'm agreeing with everything you said.
And that's
also, sorry. But a lot of males in those type of situations don't even want to speak up.
No. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Family question for the hashtag #VerseTV family. Yes. See, I like that look on your face, Kevin, because you're like, yeah, I know that as well. So yes, thank you. So I'll say 10 years into a marriage, do you have any non-negotiable for yourself to exit and quit the marriage? Why? Or why not? I'm acting like Keke Palmer. I'm delivering with vocal variety. Anyway, okay. So our next topic.